Namaste, welcome everyone to Satsang today. Welcome, welcome. And of course, welcome to all of you who are joining via broadcasting for today's Satsang. So, big welcome.
I'm Vishal.
I remember you.
Yes, it's my birthday today. And it comes once in 4 years. And today I have the highest...
Your birthday come once in 4 years?
Today is 29th February 29th February.
Okay, let's...
As a birthday boy, I get a wish. And today I have the highest potential of crossing over. So my humble request to thee, with folded hands and bowed head, is let me ask my question.
Okay, of course. Oh, I can deny now.
I have suffered from depression for 8 years. And I was on medication for 8 years. And every day of those 8 years, I wanted to suicide. But what a failure I am. I could not. My question to you, Mooji, is what is happiness and why am I not happy, even though I have every possible materialistic thing in the world? And why do I keep feeling a big void in my chest which never seems to go away?
Okay. Well, maybe you are also one who will be an example that in spite of having all the things that we imagine would make us happy, it is possible you have all these things and still unhappy. And therefore you speak about this void. The void also feels like you have this big empty space in you. I wonder how close this empty space is that you're calling a void to the emptiness, which is truly a wonderful discovery for you. What is the difference between the emptiness that you feel is a void? Why after having all these things, all that most people could ask for, I have all these things, yet there's a big void inside me. That void. And yet at the same time, I am also pointing you to a great empty space. Is it two different places? Perhaps not. Perhaps only the difference of concept and attitude also. You see, yesterday I happened to, quite a few times, my attention drawn to you. You were sitting right there.
Yes.
And
I love you, Mooji. I mentioned it.
I felt there was some joy arising from you. You had an air of tranquility there. But today we have this, on your birthday.
Mooji, I have 3 M's. I have mother, I have money, and I have Mooji. But I have a 4th M. It's called mind. So, Mooji, please help me drop this mind.
This mind and the me who intends to drop it are very strongly linked. The mind and the one who intends to drop it, who is saying, please help me to drop, this is one of my M's that I don't like, help me to drop this, that mind, troublesome mind, and the one who wants to drop it are very strongly connected somehow. When the mind is tormenting, who is it tormenting? It's tormenting your self-image or the idea you have of who you are. You see? But these are observable or not?
Yes.
Yeah. I want now when you answer, you must be with your answer fully. Not just give a mental answer. It can even seem like you give the correct answer, but it is not fully your experience, you see. If you can, whatever you can observe, cannot be what you are. Whatever you can observe, you will notice that it comes into the field of observation, it comes and goes. A stream of traffic is passing throughout what you may call your waking state, coming and going. And they are witnessable, but if you have strong personal identity, you will feel so pressed up against the things, so involved in the things you're noticing, that you're not able to recognize easily that you're merely watching them and that they're transient, you see. How far do these words go as I speak them to you?
I can watch I can observe my eyes, I can observe the mind behind the eyes, and afterwards I get confused because is there another mind watching the mind? Are there multiple minds? What is the mind made of? Is mind just thoughts? And therefore, the confusion starts up behind the mind. That watcher, so-called watcher, the isness. I sit for hours in meditation till my feet ache, and till...
Even this one you're referring to as I do all these things, sit in meditation for all this time, this I, the kind of doership I, the one who does things, this also is observable. This is what I've been pointing out all this time, that is also observable or not? It's a bit more subtle now. If I say you can observe the color of these walls, you say yes, they're kind of cream and blah, 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 blah. If I say, can you observe that you are standing here talking about it, you're aware of that? Yes. Can you observe your mind activity and your thought activity? All of this? Yes, actually, I can see. That which sees, can that be observed? That which perceives, can that be observed?
I don't know. That's where the confusion is, Mooji.
The I who says I don't know is also observed? Perhaps it's more easy for some people to not try and see what is ultimately observing, but rather to see what you are not. In this country also, ancient practice was to, whatever is perceived, the meditators, the yogis would say, not this, neti, no, cannot be this. What is real cannot be what is the evidence of the senses, not this, not this, not this. And going through. Now some people, if they are strong minds, they may say, okay, I'm not the finger, I'm not the thumb, I'm not the next finger. You see, that would be the mind to slow down. If you're going to go at that pace, you're going to have lifetimes to keep saying what you're not. But some wise ones say, actually, maybe comprehensively, I could say, I'm not anything that is shaped out of the 5 elements. So in one swoop, they've thrown a net over the entire manifestation. And I'm also not the thoughts. They're observing that thoughts come and go. I cannot be the thoughts because when they go, I would also be gone. I'm here to witness that they go. Is there ever a time when I'm not? Everything else is going. Memory is going, eyesight is going, hearing is going, friends are going, family going, time is going. You say birthday. I don't know how old you are, I don't want to say. But if you are 20, you're not going to be 19 again.
I'm 12.
Okay.
Multiply by 4. It comes once in 4 years.
The lawyer, you see, he speaks like this. You see, what I have shared with you would be sufficient food for earnest seeker.
Mooji, is this feeling or discovery of isness going to come by grace or by my effort? My question, just to explain.
You listened to the invitation this morning?
Yes.
Again, you listened to invitation. At the end of the invitation, the audio is stopped or the book is closed. It has communicated. You have been somehow looking, introspecting, listening. At the end of this, put the book down, headphones down, everything. What remains of you? Who are you? Don't speak from here.
Yes.
You gave time to sit and to listen patiently and to follow where the guidance is pointing to.
Yes.
What was your ultimate discovery?
I'm work in progress, Mooji, work in progress.
Who told you you're work in progress? Even that idea, I'm a work in progress, arises as an idea and will leave you also. And you will still be here. That idea, I'm a work in progress, that idea will soon go and not replaced by another idea which you will speak about and claim, yes, this is what, that will also go. Everything that comes is also going. So I am not accepting any of these words from you, because I know maybe I'll speak with you tomorrow and you cannot remember what you say is not real. So anything you speak about, anything you think about, you cannot sustain unbroken contact with that. It is coming and going. The traffic of impressions, sensations, thought are unending throughout the waking state. All is passing like clouds floating by in the infinite sky. Don't identify with clouds. You are the witness of them. That should be sufficient for you to be clear about it. But the mind keeps throwing up these words, these ideas, and they are quickly picked up. And they create anxiety and trouble and confusion in the one who is engaged with them. And you are claiming this one to be yourself. Nobody told you, you must do that. By habit it comes. Why don't you observe with detachment? Yesterday I said, and I will say it again now because it is still relevant. As you are observing first, learning to observe. Some people, they don't observe. I have noticed in some cases, a few cases, as a thought pops in the head, it's been acted out. So there's no gap, no time to reflect, to discern before acting the thought out. Like the thought and the action become one. And that creates, that can be even called spontaneous. And I say it is not spontaneous at all. It is not spontaneity. It's just erratic. It's compulsive.
Is it with unawareness, that erratic thing? Is it with unawareness, and therefore we need to be more aware of?
What I would say, and I will continue like this, that as you begin to observe without attachment to what you're observing, after a while you'll come with a clear understanding that these traffics going by are going by themselves, unforced. You need not become involved with them. First thing, okay? As you notice that they are transient, you notice this, without identifying with them, the attention and the energy returns to you, the witness. You become self-aware at the very place from where the seeing is arising. And right there, you will begin to experience a spaciousness, a peacefulness in you. tranquility, followed by a quiet contentment and joy. It is the beginning of real seeing and self-knowledge. For many people, it's as though the senses are pulling them out for contact with the sense intention or the sense objects. And so they easily feel unstable. But if you follow this advice, that whatever you're observing for a while, if you don't log in to the traffic of sensations and remain as the detached observing of them, then naturally, spontaneously, the energy comes back to you and you become self-aware of the place from where you are observing. And right there, the energy field changes. It becomes more warm, more calm. Pleasantness is there for you. And you become very peaceful and naturally attracted and wanting to stay more in this state. Not combined with anything. Could you follow this one? Watch where it leads to. That I would put as one of the most important stages on the road to self-realization. Has anyone been following that guidance? Otherwise, if you don't follow it, from the psychological deceiving mind play, will keep on putting questions to you. And you'll just be asking, yes, how can I do this? And even when I'm answering, you're not able to assimilate my responses. It just becomes a habit of asking. And as one question is answered, another question is coming up like that. Then at some point, this is not for me, I got to. This is what happened, you see. Follow one lead, stay with it. It's very short, it's very practical, and it bears immediate fruit. What can anything outside bring to you if internally you are restless and agitated? Apart from some momentary relief from that. But if you follow this, that everything is reporting to your seeing. You are the one observing all this. Even now you have your hand like this. No, I'm not telling you to move it. You have your hand like this. You're naturally aware now. You don't have to make a story about that. Even that you're standing on one leg or leaning in something. There's a natural awareness without a story. Everything shows up like that. You see? But there's nothing to be done. Just the awareness is the medium and the field in which life is perceived to be functioning. But you who observe all these things with detachment, you are not a functioning. There's a stillness right there. Say something now.
Thank you. I love you. When I get speechless, I have nothing else but to just feel love and give love. And I must mention that I'm not the same person as yesterday, a day before when I laid my eyes on you, Mooji.
Yeah.
There's been a transformation. And like I said, when I get speechless, I just give love and try to be love. I want to again, with the bottom of my heart.
Even this speechlessness is observed. What it means by saying it is observed, it means that if it is observable, don't go into that, just take note of that. You're at the place where the seeing, even of such a subtle thing or a gross thing is seen, you're right there. But you are not, even the belief, I am not the same person, and you have not become another person, that is also just noticed. Actually, what I'm speaking is so obvious. It just shows the power of distraction, because mostly we suffer because we are distracted from the truth of who we are. As you come back into the true recognition, a non-dual recognition actually, just somehow it becomes obvious to you. Then all this traffic and all this running about and one complaining, of all of that will slow down and disappear.
Thank you, Mooji. Mooji, can you make my birthday the best birthday of my life? I've written a book of my spiritual journey, and I would just like to gift it to you, approach the podium for half a second and gift it to you, because nowadays it's difficult to get a personal audience with you. I pray with folded hands. I want to gift you my spiritual journey book and take your blessings.
Yes. You should write a book on your spiritual journey when you have transcended journeys.
I understand, but...
Okay. Then we can be inspired by the book. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Sorry, I'm going to read it now. Okay, thank you, Vishal. Very good.
Mooji, please.
Did you say that? Okay, let me hear from you.
I have a ghost inside me.
You have a ghost inside you?
Ghost of my self-image.
Okay, yes.
This always trouble me all the time. I cannot live. I'm just in the hell all the time.
Okay.
And I don't know what to do.
Well, there's two factors there. One is the ghost, and the next one is the one the ghost is troubling, no? You say there's a ghost, which is you're referring to a self-image, a memory of self and mind and so on. You call that a ghost. So you know it's not the true self, it's a sort of a shadow self or something. And there is myself who is being troubled by the ghost. If you're not clear, then you say more to tell me.
I try to observe it, but it's not possible, because till I have ego, it's not possible. And I cannot get rid of ego. I have tried too long, but it is not possible, that I know. I cannot get rid of ego if I try.
What was the method you used to try and get rid of ego?
I try not to think about myself, not to think about my ego.
Okay.
I tried too much, but I realized that that's not possible. I cannot do that.
If you and ego were truly one, you would not even know ego. That you can speak about ego is admitting that it is something apart from you. Your ego, you're aware of something, and you say, yes, I mean, I cannot get rid of ego. You cannot get rid of ego by force, because the very fact that you are using force to get rid of something shows that you strongly believe in it. It reinforces the sense of its reality. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
But how will I get rid of it?
By seeing what it is and what it is not. By understanding what is ego. When you say ego, what are you perceiving? In what way can you verify its reality apart from you sense something, you... How can I get rid of it?
Till I have ego, I cannot observe things. I will be pushed into it. And the day I will not have ego, I will be transcended.
Say?
I will be transcended. I will be peaceful.
Yes.
The day I will not have ego.
Actually, the day that you are free from the attachment to your personal identity, the ego will not be there also.
How it will happen? Does it take time?
I'm hoping right now, if I can find a way to really connect with you. I'm not hoping it is tomorrow. I'm just seeing what opportunity I have to look with you. At the moment, it seems like you have a very powerful conviction that says, yeah, the ego is always there. Whenever I am here, the ego is there. I would say then, if you are not there, where is ego? So let's look at you instead of ego. Because you can be without ego, but ego cannot be without you. Okay? So let's start with you. You are saying the ego is, every time I'm here, the ego is there. So you are what presently? When you speak of yourself, what do you take yourself to be?
I am this
Have
body.
you looked? You are this body.
Yeah.
Something, you are not this body. Something is saying, I am this body. Does the body know it is you? Does your body say, I am you? Slow down, let's go slowly, because I think we are onto something here. You say, I am this body. Does this body say it is you? I gave example some while ago that supposing we are all sitting here and some strange gas floated into the room and everybody forgot which body was theirs. Suppose, let's play a game. When gas comes and suddenly you don't know, you lost identity with your body, nobody knows which body is there. And we're all running around, where's my body, and and like this, because it has happened actually. You think the body will be also looking for you? To say, look, you and me. Something is saying, I am the body. This I that is saying, I am the body, what does that look like? If it is the body, is no need to say it is the body. Something is saying, I am the body. Even those words, I am the body, is, if they are not believed in, they will not go far, but they are intensely believed in, and therefore the feeling and the experience, I am the body, is very strong for you.
Does it take a lot of suffering to get to the point where one leaves one's ego?
Well, I'm hoping it comes now. If I have the chance to look with you, don't worry, it could take a long time. It could take lifetimes if you want. But if you're open to look, it may begin to break up today, here also. That is my attention with you right now. So don't think about later, maybe this has been happening all my life and will it one day end? It can end today. What will end today? The recognition of the strong attachment to self-image or an identity you have.
I've been trying from long time. I'm so hopeless that it will not happen.
You're so what?
Hopeless.
Yes.
I have tried almost 1,000,000 times.
Okay.
Now if I think it will happen, there's a great hopelessness inside me that it is not nothing to it.
Even great hopelessness, there is awareness of the sense of great hopelessness. Does that not mean something to you? It's a sensation that arises now. You cannot be living every day with this great hopelessness. Just hopeless. No, it comes up, it flares up every now and again. It will come up. Oh, everything is like this. But even I say to you that you are aware of that as a sensation, maybe a very powerful sensation. It arises and it goes. It cannot be you, this hopelessness, because when it goes, you would also be gone if it is you. But you are here to say the sense of hopelessness arose and it was here for a few days and then it disappeared. So it cannot be the one who is observing it. I want you to start putting a little attention towards that which causes the observing of that. You are that which observes all of this. But you cannot see that. You can only be that.
But you said that there's need an openness to look. There need openness that can be now.
Yes.
But why it is not happening? Does it take time? Does it take a lot of suffering to get open?
Well, I think you are too attached to the sense of the impossibility of it happening. You are too much a believer in the improbability of it happening. You should come with say, okay, this has been the sensation so far. Let me hear how I can work with you because I really need to get away from this. I need to wake up out of this. I need to be free of this. So then we can start to look. But if I have to work against your conviction that I'm hopeless, then I don't feel so strong to try and convince you otherwise. I'm not here to convince you, but to guide you to the true place of yourself, which I know is not this state. This is only a state. And you will experience innumerable states. They will come and go. They come and go. And you are still the one who will experience them to have come and go. You are very strongly identified with the phenomenon of the person and the ghost, and it's taken up too much energy. Full gigabytes are overload on you with this belief. And yet even that, if I can get you to see, it is just a sensation with intense belief, and all of that is a sensation you experience, and you don't even have to wait for it to go. If you can be aware that I am watching all this, I am not that. But something fights against this seeing. And that is the stubbornness of the egoic mind, you see. It makes you feel like, that is all there is in you, is just this duality, this suffering, this hardship. And something is convinced of it. And the thing which is convinced of it is also not you. It's not what really exists. When I say it's not you, I don't mean not you personally. I mean, it's not you. Maybe I should not use the term you in this case because it's so easily contaminatable. It's not what truly exists. Let's work with that. All these are just thoughts going nowhere apart from causing pain and suffering in your being, because they are believed in. Belief is one of the powers that you have that somehow gets put into those thoughts, and then they create such a turmoil. And even if they create a turmoil is also a sensation that passes. Why is this not seen? Everything passes. But for some beings, when they are present, they form such a tremendously strong attachment to what appears to be now, that even after the thing is gone, they're retaining some association through the mind with it.
But when I know it will be gone, and there's a pain comes, suffering comes, lot of thoughts come about pain, suffering, I know that it will be gone, but it is here now. In the future it will be gone, but in the present I am suffering them.
Yes.
What can I do about that?
That it is here now and you are suffering. That it is here now, I can say, okay, you are experiencing this being here now. That you are suffering it is an option. That it is arising now. it is true that what you are experiencing is what you are experiencing. But it is not true that what you are experiencing is truth. It is true that what you are experiencing is how you are experiencing. But it is not true that what you are experiencing is truth. And you're holding on like this is a fact, but you're experiencing a fiction created in your mind. And now you're saying, yeah, just help me to get rid of it, help me to get rid of it. And I also have to get rid of the one who wants to get rid of it also. Because this one, if this is gotten rid of, will create another ghost.
Does it take, I have to suffer a thought 1,000 times, I just take an example, then again it comes, I will be able to observe it.
Could you say?
Does it take a thought, I have to suffer a thought for many, many times, then I will be able to observe it.
That's also more thought. You're full of thoughts,
Yeah.
believed in. You know, every thought come and go, but you collect them. They're coming and going. It's like clouds coming and going. Suppose you fall in love with a particular cloud. I say, oh, I want to marry this cloud, but let me introduce them to my parents. Mom and Dad, come. By the time they come, it's already changed shape, it's already going. The cloud is not in love with you. It is like that. How did these thoughts become so important? And we have, actually for everybody, we have some favorite thought. Something that keeps you, still in a state of identity, that even here in Satsang, you may have your thought in your back pocket, waiting for a chance to get it out, let's take a look at it. It's just passing, the thoughts, the feelings, everything is going by nature, not because of you. By nature they come and go. Everything that manifests in the life, they come and go, they're always going. To attach yourself to them or to take a shape, actually you are observing them from a place of shapelessness, but then you touch this eye and you took a shape of an eye which is personal, and then the trouble is intensified. You must learn to observe things from a place of emptiness or neutrality. This simple advice, if followed, will put an end to this. It will transform your environment internally like this. It's almost as though you are trying to convince me of the reality of your thoughts and the contraction you are. You have identified so much. If right now, okay, just for a few moments while you're here talking with me, okay, don't bring any thought to me just for a few moments. Look at me also. Yeah? Just don't bring anything like, I have all these thoughts and I have this ghost and all. Don't talk about any of that for me. Can you drop it for a few moments? Is it possible?
No.
It's not possible. Such faith and such loyalty that it cannot be left aside is also a thought strongly believed in. Everything is based on thoughts and feelings and identity. You leave them aside. What happens? You go to sleep also, you cannot leave them?
I don't sleep, I just have nightmares all the time.
So you're just a hopeless case.
Total.
Huh?
Total hopeless.
What?
Total hopeless.
Total hopeless. Okay, listen, then let's go in the same direction. Be totally helpless for a moment. China, be totally helpless. Nobody can help you. Total helpless. Okay? Really let it be totally, totally helpless. Nothing is ever going to change for you. Totally helpless forever. Because nothing can come in there. I mean, that's a sealed, that's Fort Knox. You must be aware of that even as you speak it. Totally helpless. Even as you speak it. Why are they not just words? Where is the fact of them? When I look at you, I don't see hopeless. But when I listen to you, something is saying hopeless. Where is those words coming from?
Because I've been trying for a long, long time. Almost 1,000,000 times.
Yeah. And this I that has been trying, can you put images to your words? What is this I that is trying 1,000,000 times? Really trying. In what way? Try by what way have you tried to
Get rid of ego.
Huh?
To get rid of ego.
To try and get rid of?
Ego.
Ego. Yes, yes. To try and get rid of ego is like trying to stop the wind dressed as a kite. To try and get rid of ego is like trying to stop the wind dressed as a kite. That's why it's not gone. It doesn't work. The emphasis here is not get rid of ego, but see what it is and see from where you truly are. I'm really wanting to guide you to some place, but there's an insistence that really comes from strong identification with your mind. You see? You really believe all this thing you're saying?
Yes.
Now he smiles. I said, you really believe this thing? Goes, yes. What to do? You're happy with your troubles?
I'm not happy.
Huh?
I don't feel things. I'm just stuck in my head. I can be happy from outside, but inside, I'm just like a zombie. I don't feel anything.
Yes, but you know you don't feel anything. And you know that sense is in you. I don't feel anything even. This is, can you say all these things without awareness? Can you say any of these things without awareness?
I feel very little. I don't feel alive.
No.
I feel dead.
Can you say any of these things without awareness?
I don't know what awareness is.
Well, if the fact that you are alive and intelligent and can perceive. You're conscious. Can you say any of these things if you are not conscious?
Yeah. Yes.
You could say it without consciousness.
No.
Right. So does consciousness itself say, I am hopeless?
But this consciousness does not feel anything. It feels hell all the time.
This what?
It feels hell all the time.
But this is a thought appearing in the consciousness. Is the consciousness?
This is not thought.
Hell.
It is feeling.
Yes.
This is a bad feeling. This is just not a thought.
Yes, okay. It's a feeling arising in consciousness. If you were not conscious, the feeling could not be there. The feeling is there because a voice in you is saying, I'm just so unhappy, there's always this thing in my head. Something is saying that and feeling that. But that can only arise because consciousness is here. The medium through which knowingness and experience can happen. But is the consciousness or the awareness itself suffering? Something appearing in the consciousness is saying, I'm suffering, please help me, I'm always suffering, my mind is there all the time. But can these words or these feelings arise if there was not consciousness of them? Because they come and go. When they go, the consciousness is still here. Is consciousness suffering them, or is there the idea, the sufferer of them is also something arising in consciousness? Be clear now.
But I am suffering. After all this philosophy and everything, I'm still suffering.
You don't want to come out of it. I'm sorry, go and sit down. You don't want to come out of it. Next I speak with somebody else. You have your own philosophy about suffering. Somebody know. One moment. You? Yes, let me hear what you say.
I love you.
Thank you.
I'm ready to dissolve this ego, these thoughts.
Yeah. You say, I'm ready. I say, you are already. Then you put something in front of that as a task you must do to be where you already are. You say, I am ready. I say, you are already. And something is, you see, insisting that that which you are must do something now to be what truly is. That's excess. It's important to know what you are. When you say, I am, what it denotes is that I, consciousness, am. What does consciousness need to do? All doings, sensations, feelings, all this appear inside as movements inside the mind and consciousness. If you're aware that consciousness is not the doer or the assumed doer of things, then already a space opens up and you confess, but I am already present and complete. But if a thought comes based on personhood, but I cannot be that because already I have so many troubles and now I'm ready to overcome them, it is okay. But we are just starting at a lower step in a sense. And if I can get you to see from the place I'm pointing, then we cut short the journey, the seeming journey. You can see actually that what you're searching for is nothing apart from you. It is already here, but a conviction is arising in the mind that based upon our identification as being personal, of course trouble comes for the person. And it is from that position that you say, yes, I'm ready now to let go of something in order to be properly and fully where I truly am. A lot of words, but if you're following earnestly, they will themselves drop away. The words are only useful to help you to see what needs to be seen, which is totally empty of words, and when that is grasped, the words also are not needed. Words should not exist only to celebrate words. They must be somehow to help the consciousness to come out of its hypnosis and the belief that it is merely a person, which is a contracted and very disturbed state. I had to say this thing now. So come back again, I'm ready. Okay, let's start now. Having said this, I'm ready for
freedom.
Freedom. Okay. What it really means, I'm ready to recognize and acknowledge the freedom I've always been. It's another way of putting it. Freedom is not somewhere else. Freedom means I'm ready, I'm open to come to the recognition that what I am, based on what you say, I can recognize and accept that today or something. Otherwise, you're having a strong feeling, I am bound, which it is admissible. We do have these feelings, I'm trapped, my mind is so stuck and all of these kind of things, you see. And in spite of so many talks we have done to point out where the error is being made, the invitation that reveals to you what is the most natural and effortless in ourselves, something still persists. It still persists, you see, yes, but like a conviction, there's a strong belief and a conviction that I am not there yet. And this I'm putting in the witness box. I'm putting on the table to look at it. Because everyone assumes that this I that they're referring to as themselves is truthful. It is the fact of their existence. And I look at that, more than look at the trouble that it experiences, I look at the one who's being troubled. And to come to see that it is something that can be observed, it cannot be the one who observes. If that is seen, my God, immediately you wake up out of this nightmare. We have a feeling that there's something I need to maybe see in some kind of physical, tangible way, an understanding that I need to have in that kind of way. It's very subtle. So the simplicity of what is being, and the directness of what is being pointed, somehow the mind or the being is not seeming to be ready to embrace that. So it's not true enough as yet for you. It's true, but it is not digestible right now.
Yes, I feel like I'm in like a house. Like my body feels like a house.
Yes.
And I don't want to be in this house.
You don't want to be in this house?
No.
Because?
Because feels like it's enclosing.
Feel trapped like this.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the understanding that consciousness is inside the body, many people can accept, yes? But can you accept that the body is inside consciousness also?
Yes.
You see? The consciousness is in the body. Does consciousness only as tall as the top of your head and only as wide as the outstretch of your arm? Is it sort of the body is made and consciousness is stuffed in it, or until it's filled out? We can feel like this, yeah, you know, consciousness is here, no? But I say not only is consciousness in the body, but the body and all other bodies and all things perceived are in the consciousness also. But because of the strong association with this particular body, it feels that there's a particular consciousness in this particular body. But as you grow more to relax and experience yourself not as a shape, but as the shapeless field of consciousness, you will not feel trapped in this body. As consciousness, you're the same one in each body. That's maybe too much to hear right now. but it also experiences a localizing in this body, and it's okay when you say I, it's the consciousness that must function in this body and experience within the context of this body. And that's fine. Let's keep it to that. You say, I feel somehow this body is a house, but it feels like a cage for you. But I'm saying that yes, consciousness is in this body, but also the body is inside the very consciousness also. Where is the location of that which is able to perceive inside and outside simultaneously? You see, just to show that it is not a shape. Consciousness is not a shape. Like water. What is the shape of water? If I put it in this vase, it assumes the shape of the vase. If I put it in a balloon, it takes the shape of balloon. I put it in my hand, it takes the shape of hand. But it is none of those shapes. The consciousness takes the shape of whatever concepts we believe in. Is this gone too far to speak like that? So it takes the form of our thoughts also. But the thoughts are themselves appearing in the field of consciousness. Consciousness is not an object. Even space is housed in consciousness. And the perceiving of space, actually, appears in consciousness. Where to go? Where to go? What must you know fundamentally? Is there one thing that you should know and through which you will know everything? Interesting question. You can study everything and still be fragmented in your understanding, don't know anything. Is there a thing, something that you can know that gives you understanding about all things? Yes, there is. Wise it would be to find what this thing is. What is one thing, knowing which or recognizing which, not all things are known in detail. I mean, nobody wants to know all things in detail. But they are known, the fundamental nature of them is known. What is it? Understand what I means. Not just mentally. Because the understanding itself will occur inside the I and to the I itself. How to go about it? I can give you a simple start to that. You're standing here right now, and you know you're standing here at the microphone, no?
Yes.
That knowingness is natural. You didn't have to ask anybody, am I standing here? You are already naturally here. Simple, simple. My teachings is so simple, you think, oh, he's so deep, and simple, simple, simple. You see, your mind is deep, deep, deep. I am no depth. You're here, and this awareness, I am. Without the arising of this intuition, this knowingness, this natural knowingness, the sense I exist. That's your first knowing. You know you are. Before you can know anything else, you must know that you are. Is fair enough? That's a natural thing. Nobody even had to taught you that. Your parents did not teach you, listen, your name is I. And I am means you exist. They didn't teach you anything like that. Naturally it arises, and that is the name of consciousness announcing itself in this field and in this body. I, consciousness, exist. I am. Natural, simple thing. Not mystical, just natural knowing. If you just put the attention and rest in that natural knowing. There's no story, there's no history, just the sense, the intuition. I am. Sit with this and don't let your attention contact any other thought. Don't combine with any thought or any feeling. Just be self-aware. That's called self-awareness. That's simple enough or not? Yeah, just as you are. That natural sense of being, just you exist. Don't let the mind tell you any nonsense thing and some mystical and this is the super consciousness and you're going to super duper consciousness. Forget about all that stuff. Just you are here. Don't hold any information or any memory of yourself because the ego mind wants to take that and create some story. Just the intuition of being. A kind of emptiness. And be conscious of it without allowing the attention to connect up with other thoughts or feelings. So in the beginning, you may experience that the mind is just keep jumping in. Mind just keep coming. Yes, but I've been doing this now for 2 minutes, whatever. No, just stay with this. And I can tell you what should happen, but I'd rather you tell me what you experience. And whether that is something you created or what you discover. We are speaking very simple today now. And all the complexities of how the life should be and what you want to do and what is the world, what happens after you live and die, all these things will find the right place and the appropriate time to manifest in consciousness. You simply stay. Don't identify with the body or with any self-image. Just the intuition, the feeling of being, and it is already there. Don't ask me, how can I find the I am? It's very simple, my words, very simple. Baby food. Be with this. Even now, just for a couple of minutes, you try now. After being here for so long, there must be within you a natural sense of spaciousness. Whereas before you would always think of yourself with some associate or seek reference for yourself through memory and feelings and thoughts and imagination, by the time you've been here a little bit, you ought to be now experiencing a sense of expansiveness. It's true or not? Yes. Yes. A sort of, you can bear a feeling of just emptiness. And it feels, you cannot describe what that is. But you know that it is auspicious to be here. Then simply pay attention to that, simply. Not as one thing to another. Just let attention be here. Just be here. Don't go skating off to some direction. And the mind stuff may pop up here and there. Don't try and fight that. Just stay as you are. Because if mind energy doesn't catch your attention and become personal, it just subsides into oblivion. Don't worry about that. It's happening automatically. You simply stay as you are. Let's not even call it meditation. Don't call it anything at all. Just what I say. Don't try to become anything. Simply pay attention. What is here? Uncreated. Effortless. And as you discover the natural sense of spaciousness and contentment, a peace is present with you. A silence, a well-beingness is there. That does not need any external reference. And you are not in a creative process. So you're not on a journey. You're simply here. Present in presence. A thought may come, okay, now what? No, now what? No next. So with this, something can relax. There's nothing to construct. There's nothing to fix. Nothing to change. Nothing to become. Simply paying attention. Not creating, not imagining, not forcing, not inviting, just being. Conscious of consciousness. Now you may feel sometimes some restlessness because the mind is not getting its food. It's coming up some restlessness. You don't need to attend to that restlessness. Be aware of it, but keep your attention in yourself. The mind may start to cry, but this is one baby. When it cries, you don't have to pick him up. Let them cry. Stay only in your neutrality. Do it. Don't wait for something to happen. You are the self which does not happen. Like this, you will begin to notice all the scams and schemes of the mind. You got to do something. You got to change something. We're not getting anywhere like this. You know? How am I going to find a job like this? How am I going to be able to get rid of this? This chat. Don't give any attention to that. There's nothing there for you. Abide in your being. So don't be concerned about mind. It is never content. The belly of the mind is never full. When it's having breakfast, it's thinking, what's for lunch? When it's having lunch, what's for dinner? It is like that. So don't ride with that. Stay as you are. You are already the stillness. You already are the stillness, you see. Forget about becoming enlightened and touch nothing at all. Stay only like this. And notice that you are not suppressing anything. Not suppressing, natural as you are. Mind might come and say, yes, but you still have a problem. This is your friend, long time. You're still not getting it. Don't give any attention to that. You who are not getting what? Just be. And like this, you'll come to see that life takes care of life. And so many other richness will come in terms of peace. There's no greater wealth than peace and contentment and joy and silence of being. This is the wealth of the human expression of consciousness. Everything else will leave but this. And because it was not constructed or created by you, I'll ask you now, can it leave also? What you are discovering, can it leave? To go where? It is just that you have not paid attention in this way. Now, simply by paying attention, just to the sense of being. Not to an object, not to a shape, but just the natural sense of being. And remain conscious about it. No strain, no effort. Effort will come only if the mind catches your attention and now you are trying to let go of mind, then effort will come. Don't touch mind. And you're in your Buddha nature right now. Nothing to remember. Nothing to become. Pay attention. And notice that you can move about. You can go and make your tea, and you can cook your breakfast, you can answer your phone, send your emails, against this background of unchanging awareness, this field of total neutrality, immutable, uncreated, imperishable, unchanging. The more you spend time simply like this, and not trying to do and trying to meditate and to get rid of the thoughts and to kill the ghost and to... No, just pay attention to yourself. Because it was the first knowing, the first arising in consciousness, the sense I am. Pay attention to this sense I am. It has no history. It is not concerned about time or future or managing existence. Everything is unfolding spontaneously. But who will hear? This will be the purest of meditation and the simplest. Don't seek to get anything material out of it. Simply pay attention. At a certain point, even attention is merging with it. There's only it. If there's some tension felt in the body, it's not because of this. Maybe it's not because of anything. So don't give it to the mind and say, oh, yeah, but I'm feeling tense. Okay? I'm feeling tense means I'm feeling tense. That's all. Not, oh, that means I didn't get it and it's more, no, don't. Now you are in a state of discovering. You are not discovering more and more things to discover. just a concentrated awareness, you may say, or consciousness. And now whatever comes, let it come. It will be inside your harmony, that's it. Good advice? Yes. Followed? Yes. Found? Yes. Happy? Yes. Finished? Oh, just check in. Okay, right at the back there, thank you. This man coming there, that.
Namaskar, sir.
Namaste.
Very, very big thank you to you, sir, for being here.
Thank you.
No any work on the planet can be better than what is being done here.
Yes.
Sir, I am also from Mumbai.
From?
Mumbai.
Mumbai, okay.
Sir, I want to talk to you on 2 rooms. One room I call is room of understanding.
Okay.
And one room I call it as room of realization.
Okay.
So the room of understanding is at the top and the room of realization is at the bottom.
Okay.
Whatever I speak now from your teachings, I have noted the points in my hotel room. These points I have understood, I confirm that I have understood these points by heart. But somehow the dropping from the top room to the bottom room is pending. So I am very much thankful for your teachings. I have been noting right from the first day.
Yes.
Shall I read these points?
Are they long?
No, only 2-3 minutes.
Oh, 2 minutes. Could you not, you have written them, so can you not speak from your direct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, do this.
I understood, sir, that this body, mind, and this world is a dream. I understood that this body...
What makes it a dream? What makes it dream?
Awareness.
Let's look, because you may have heard, I say myself also, the saying that this world is a dream is not a great teaching, but it's a great discovery. Because don't go around saying, oh, it's all illusion, it's all dream. Because it will not be understood. When you have understood inside experientially, then yes, you will see, oh my word, I understand why I say dream. I don't mean that it's woozy and the roads are floating into the sky. I don't mean dream in that way. By dream simply mean that what you are perceiving is uniquely and subjectively perceived. And it's not stable. The meaning inside anything, the meaning of anything, does not exist in it, but in the mind of the one perceiving it. You follow? So therefore, I can say, this is such a beautiful sort of saffron color row. Somebody goes, it's ugly. Ugh, how can he touch that? Oh. And another one, so whatever we say about that is not the truth of that. You go to bed and you may have a dream and of whatever thing, and even the one sleeping next to you, your most beloved, you cannot plug them into your dream and that they experience the same dream you are experiencing. And even if they could, in terms of the images of what is perceived, they could not have the same taste of it. This is how unique our dream is. And it is the same in your waking state experience. Your waking state experience of the world is a unique phenomenon. No two people are perceiving things in the same way. And yet we speak as though we are looking at a common thing. So if we each perceive also in one unit of consciousness, one day you say, oh, this is so horrible, and another day you read a book about it and think, oh, actually it's very beautiful. In the same unit of consciousness, you may have conflicting or contrasting opinions about it. So how reliable is our subjective functioning? You see? So from this point I'm saying, it is a dream, meaning it's not reliable. You say something today, I swear that this is like this and so on. In a short while, oh, actually I made a big mistake. It's not like that. I don't love this thing. In fact, I hate it. Another time, something else. So if we are honest about it, you will have to declare that I cannot say something absolute about anything, because the thing itself changed and my attitude towards it changed. And there are other forces acting upon how this thing will be perceived. Even the rising of the moon also, the changing of the weather, catching a cold, feeling tired, all of these are contributing to the way in which we experience. So it's not a fixed thing. We speak in terms of absolutes, but we are absolutely relative in our functioning. So this is what is meant. The world is dreamed. Yes. I say each morning you wake up from the sleeping state, from the dream sleep. But to be awake in the way that I'm speaking, you must also wake up from the waking state, meaning that to wake up from the waking state identity of a person to the truth of who you are. So that's one thing. Now move on.
Yes, sir. I would like to say how I am convinced that this is a dream, because, for example, yesterday night I saw a dream. That time everything looked to be very real, but morning everything was just gone.
Yes.
Nothing was there.
Yes.
The same way this dream is there. Is it like that?
Yes, also.
Yeah. So I have understood from your teachings that this world is illusion, like water, mirage water.
Yes.
We are not thinkers of our thoughts. We are not doers of our action. I am formless inside the form.
You are clear on this now?
I am clear.
Very good.
Some 2 days back, I sat on the bank of Ganga river, and I was rewinding and I was contemplating on this, that I am formless inside the form, but I am not limited by the limitations of the form. These are your teachings, sir. They are touching me by my heart.
Yes.
But I want to drop from my top room to this room.
Yes. I want to drop from the knowledge question to the freedom question, or I want to come from the mind place into heart place.
Right. With your support, with your help, with your guidance, sir.
Heart can be without mind, but mind cannot be without heart.
Right.
Okay? So there's already something very, very powerful there. You are never without heart. Heart and you are synonymous. But mind is a function that fluctuates and appears to yourself. Heart now means consciousness or awareness.
Yeah.
Self-awareness. Okay. Carry on.
Yes, sir. You have given some tips also. I have been hearing in this satsang that we have to be a detached observer. Whatever is happening, I have to observe it with detachment.
Yes. We can observe with attachment. But when you observe with attachment, then your observing is not clean. You're biased. You see? So when I say observe with detachment, you experience that you're not pulled into some shape or into any chaos. You are beyond all of it, and yet you're seeing everything intimately and beautifully. Yes.
Yes. Like earlier, I used to think that I have come here to Rishikesh to attend your satsang. Yesterday night I said, I am aware that this Gansham has come here and he is attending the lecture. So I am into that awareness place, but how to go there practically? Can there be an instant dropping?
Actually, the place you are trying to be or to reach is the only place you can never not be.
Right? Understood by here, by mind.
Yes. We make a distinction between intellectual understanding and experiential understanding.
Like suppose if I get sad or if I get happy, I will not say I am sad or I am happy. I will say I am aware that this body is sad or this body is happy.
You can say, not the body is not sad or happy actually. Sadness and happiness are states of mind actually. You see, in your being you can experience all this diversity, but when watched from the neutrality of the real place, they don't really matter. They happen, they unhappen, they come and they go. There's no need. When you are deeply identified personally, they will matter. And you will try to make something change and you'll be trying to manipulate your life to fit your projections. That is not the way it is when you are at peace with yourself.
No, I don't identify them personally. I see them from distance. I see everything. Whatever kind of sadness comes, I don't get sad, sir. But how do I get to that place where the error is going on? I need your guidance.
Show me how far the place is from you and I'll tell you which vehicle to use. Show me how far this place that you speak is from you and I will find the right vehicle to take you there.
That place, I know it's me only. But somehow, dropping to that place, dropping for me to my place.
How will you recognize that place when you get there?
When I get there, like you said some days back, I will not be located. I will ask everybody, where am I, where am I? I will not...
Not necessarily, no. You won't be running around asking, where am I, where am I? But that's a unique gift for a few people.
No, some days back you gave this example, that once I realize, I will ask, where am I? Then I got worried, how will I go home? Because I will not know where to go.
Yeah, don't worry about those things. It's not, it's not a prerequisite. It's not something that is, like this must happen and like that. There's no, it's not at all. Empty your mind of all of that. In fact, to do now, just empty the mind of all of that. Empty yourself of mind itself, actually. Is it possible that I can say to you something like that and feel some result immediately?
Yes.
Yeah, just.
I am empty.
If you were empty, you would not have spoken those questions.
No, right now I am empty.
But has emptiness become empty just now?
No, you asked whether you can become empty.
Yes,
I can become empty.
Okay, so if you then empty, how did you become empty?
Just by shifting my attention to beingness.
Enough. Just by shifting your attention to beingness,
one can become empty.
And no, you didn't become, you found that you're empty. Just by shifting the attention to beingness is all. I feel very happy to hear you say that. Just by shifting your attention to beingness and not the mind.
No, I don't value my mind. Let him do whatever he wants to do.
Yeah. If you keep your attention in beingness, the mind doing what he wants to do will not go on for very long. The mind will have to come and join you in your serenity. Because
my mind is my friend. He is ready to get killed. He is ready to take me because he knows what is the goal of life. He has come to know. Otherwise, what for this human life? Human life is for realization. So my mind knows this. That is why he is supporting me. That is why I am here. Sir, I need your support, guidance, and blessings.
You have walked past your station. You have walked past your house. You just said now, I simply bring my attention to beingness. And it's finished. Then you, but sir, please could you help me to go from upstairs to downstairs? But you already passed your house. Why you pass your house?
No, but like a word you use like puk. So that I want to have for me.
You're waiting for puk? This fup is heard in your house. In the house of your own being. If something is to go vroom, then it can go vroom and you will not mind what that means because you're home. Don't wait for this. Maybe I have to be careful what sounds I make. Because people start to say things that, well, everything is fine, but I'm waiting for the vroom. Oh my God. I have to reconsider something. It was just playful. It's not really vroom, you know. Listen, I told you something that St. Francis of Assisi, he said this thing, no? He said, in terms of truth, what you are searching for is already where you're searching from. I added that what you are searching for when you're searching for truth, you are already there before even the idea of searching for it came. You watch this searching need and the identity of a searcher and the intention of a searcher searching to find what? The one you're looking from. Isn't it funny? Yes. Rumi say, knocking at a door, it opens. I've been knocking from inside. Knocking at the door, it opens. I have been knocking from inside. So, knocking at the door means you're saying, please let me in. Please let me in. On the door of realization. Please let me in. So this is earnestness. Please let me in. Then grace opens the door, and persistence opens the door. Only then you realize, but I'm already in. So this door has to open. You have always been in, but somehow the door has to open for you to realize, I'm already in. You see? This is a paradox of self-realization. Knocking at the door, it opens. I've been knocking from inside. We all imagine that we are outside or apart from the self which is what we truly are. Because why? We are convinced, having picked up the mind and experienced so much trouble, I cannot be that. I cannot be the perfect thing. How much trouble I have, you see? The trouble is only the identification. When the door opens, all things become clear. I'm only looking, my very identification with this sense of personhood gave me the feeling I'm separated from myself. Without this identification, I just am. With identification, I am lost.
Sir, I know I am already in, but I don't feel that I am already in.
Yes. The self cannot be an experience, meaning that there's someone experiencing the self. The self can only be experienced by the self, not by the mind, and not by the person. The person may have a beautiful feeling It's always looking for a quality that it can associate and say, now I know, I found it. But if you found it as a feeling or as some phenomenon, then you're left with two, you and it which you have found. And that will not stay. The finder cannot stay as the finder. The finder must be lost.
How finder can get lost?
When the discovery is genuine.
How to make it genuine, sir, please?
You will know spontaneously. You will know intuitively.
Thank you.
Even if you have lived on an island by yourself and you become sick for the first time, how do you know you're sick? You just know you're sick. There's no doctor, nobody needs to tell you. You know something is not balanced. The first time sickness comes, you know something is not in harmony. You don't need anybody to tell you, look, something you're not feeling well. See, I know. Like this you'll know. Spontaneously you'll know. Automatically you'll know. Because your mind will come to rest. You see? Now, I also say to you, if the mind is, in a noise, the fact that you are aware of this noise is itself significant because you're observing a phenomenon. That means that it's not stable. Soon it will change and it will go off somewhere. Don't identify with anything that comes and goes. Everything that comes goes. Has there been anything in your life that's come and stayed as it is when it appeared? Everything is in transition, everything is going. What notices this is only capable of noticing that because it does not change. It is not a change of mind or a change of mood. It is absolutely still. But it's not boringly or sterile still. It is the very source of life itself. It is totally alive.
Please bless me, sir.
To be called and to attend satsang is itself a blessing.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, one more here. I'll put. There's someone who really needs to speak to me, really needs to, and not personal. Come, who is it? Somebody come. Just come to the microphone and do it. Stay. Okay, let me see. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can, yes.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste, yeah.
I feel like right now, like my heart is pumping really strongly, and it's not the people or the camera. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
The most important thing when I was to speak to you was that I would not speak from up my horse. So
You will not speak from?
Up my horse, the story you told.
Oh, about Lakshman and the archer, yeah.
So I feel like the best way to do it is just let the speaking happen and just be looking. So I I'm sorry.
It's fine. Actually, you said something that caught me. When you said that the best way is to let whatever happen. You, in this case, you said, let the speaking happen, and you stay as?
Like inside looking.
Yes. Just that. Let whatever, don't limit it to speaking. Let everything keep happening. This happening will also happen in your body even. But you stay just as the looking. It's possible. Yeah. It is the most profoundly, perfectly beautiful thing. Let everything unfold. Then you see, I am not unfolding them. Maybe the life force and the Supreme Lord of the universe causes this unfolding. But it's taking place in some space that is, everything is being witnessed. There's a sense, I am simply here, doing nothing but sitting inside my own silence and radiance. That's it. There's no need to add anything to that. You may say, but I have things to do and so on. Yes, what needs to be done will be done. Because you're not resisting life, nor are you pushing it about. Don't push the river. Don't fan the wind. You're simply present. And you'll see that your being and nature also is designed to flow as existence. Not with the mind being its captain. Just paying attention, but not personally involved. Get used to this awareness, presence, in which things are happening. You're not trying to be still. There is stillness. Sometimes a movement comes, some energy comes, and some thoughts come, but they are also noticeable. They're also just clouds passing. The sky has no favorite clouds. Everything is passing. Pay attention acutely to that. Be in your silence. Start maybe by yourself to arrange that. Find a space to sit and do this. And after a while it will happen automatically. It will even be there, even in the midst of your activities, you'll find that it's all happening in this space of emptiness. Don't tell anyone, because no one understands it and knows it apart from the one who does. Nothing to discuss. Maybe somebody may see you and they may say, can I speak with you? And say, yes. I don't know. Whenever I'm near you, I just feel very quiet and calm. And you know why this is? They say, no, I don't know. And they may push, please, I know you know something, because it only happens when I'm near you. You see? And like this, their urge may grow, and you may find that without an urge or excitement to speak with them, at some point it just flows to share something, maybe just a little few words. But you stay like that. When you stood up and you began to speak, I picked out those words that came to me. Yes, you say, you know, that you could let the words go and you stay only in the seeing. And for me, that is already universal consciousness. No need to add to that. And I will tell you, it may seem oversimplistic, a statement, maybe even naive, but it works. Be patient, pay attention, and see that even something as simple as this yields such great fruit, that somehow you feel so well in your being. You naturally have no affinity or attraction for superficial thinking or nothing. You don't have to stop to think if you should think. Just you're here. and there's an urge moving in you. You are again some awakening your, what you may say, intuitive powers. Spontaneity, the springs of spontaneity again begin to flow. Naturally is doing it. Just out of self-attention, without identifying as a specific person or something. Just the natural, intuitive sense of being, self-aware, just self-aware. And naturally, silence is present. And you may find that the peace comes and does not leave. Approach things with a heart of devotion and respect for life. Don't take into this moment and identify in any aggressive state and any judgment. Free yourself of these, and the grace of God will flood your being. So I don't feel that we have to speak so much if you catch that point. Because sometimes you're going over already conquered ground and not being aware of it. Your beauty, your treasure is already there. Honor it, recognize it, honor it, and you'll see the fruits of it.
Guruji, I cannot put my gratitude into words. Like, I've been praying to you a lot, you know, and I've been trying to explain my gratitude a few times, but it never works out. Like, it just cannot be put into words.
Yes.
And I don't really know how this praying thing works, but like...
It cannot be put into words because you cannot be put into words. When you're discovering yourself, you cannot put it into words. That is enough gratitude for me.
Sorry. Thank you, Guruji. I have to say just thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
So my question for you today, yesterday and sort of the day before, I had the realization that you have been guiding us all here towards, I believe. And my question is, once this realization has occurred, is there more work to be done? Does the path continue, or should one just exist in this state?
Yes.
Does it matter?
Nobody knows what is to come. There's no after realization. Because it is not in time. And yet you will still have your senses, the body will be there. It's not necessary that the body should leave now, it's done its work, lie down in the earth. No, it's not necessary. The senses will be there, your relationships, your family will be there, but they will be experienced in a new way, a fresh way. As long as the life force and the will of God permits that the life continues to flow in this body, there will continue maybe on some level to be a deepening, a kind of maturing, a refining, a mystical refining taking place against the unchanging awareness. This is a kind of paradox. You have come to what I would call the Nirguna Brahman realization, meaning that the unmanifest you come to understand. And that is the perfect, that is the very source of all, even the manifest. And there's, you may call the Saguna Brahman manifestation, which is the sense of the dynamic world of names and forms, but it will have a different feeling for you. Inside, you are the unmoving, inside the moving. It's not good to talk about that, only with those who are brought by grace into that type of dialogue. But you move in all things in a natural way, in a very natural way, in fact. But I can't say to you that everything is going to be so beautiful and nice in the manifest. Nice or not nice, it won't matter. Because here is the untouched presence, somehow. And yet you are not without feeling. It's not that you don't care, but more that you don't mind. And there's a love there. Emotions can come. But everything is refined because of this inherent wisdom in you. So there's a joy in life. In fact, maybe a higher joy than when you are experiencing it personally. But I say after this stage, it's not like you come to awakening here and then after awakening. It's all, everything comes into the light of that great understanding. In fact, things don't seem to be independent things anymore, but more like they're all forms of the formless in some way. But it's a real adventure without excitement. It's like that. And love in its fullness blossoms in you. Love here meaning the recognition of the unity of and the harmony of being and existence. That is seen increasingly. Because there may still hang around for a while some remnants of the old identity, and something is combing them out gently. So this is what amounts to a kind of maturing. Somehow it feels like something is maturing. It's almost like it can continue just maturing, and yet at the same time there is that which is not maturing, which just is. This is your timeless existence. Somehow like there is the timeless playing time, and the formless appearing inside form, the stillness inside movement. But there's no mental calculation about it. It's just a natural, there's an ease. There's a simplicity, there's a real peace in the perceiving of things. It's not jerky and sweaty and full of aggression and judgment. It's easy seeing, and it is becoming more and more subtle also, if need be. Yeah. It cannot be spoken about, it cannot be assessed. It is far too miraculously magnificent.
And should I guess, let this maturation or purification continue before, I guess, starting to try and help others around me, or at least let them be comfortable?
If you are really genuine in it, everything comes in its right time. There's no one to determine, I should now go and do something. Because often, if this is the case, the mind becomes involved in it. You just quietly, even you're doing without even thinking you're doing. You know, it doesn't feel like it's a strain so much. Yes, it can come in the field of the manifest. You can experience tiredness. Myself also experience tiredness sometimes and so on. But it doesn't stop things. Everything is flowing, it's fine. You see? Maybe others are worried for you more than you are for you. There's no worry for you. There's no end for you. There's no beginning for you, actually.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you for bringing me to this as well.
That's very good. Okay, finally we come there with Acha. Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.
I hear you say no personal.
No?
No personal.
No personal, okay.
And I hear you say, we are the self. I'm the evidence that we are the self. What I'm going to say, I have no idea. Probably I'm going to say supply and demand. Whatever is demand, I'm going to supply. once somebody I hear, people complained why there's only, this was a question to Osho, why there's always your people sitting down there and not the guests. And Osho said, wow, when there's all kinds of people sitting there, I cannot say what I want to say. And I said, oh wow. So I always have this feeling I cannot say what I really want to say, because somehow I'm inhibited by the space around me.
It may not be inhibition, it may just be the sensibility of real wisdom. Something knows when things are appropriate and when not. It's not an inhibition. It's a wisdom. It's maturity.
I'm very simple-minded. I don't have a good education. And whatever you say, I understand every single thing. I can sign it, I agree, it is like this. And I'm really annoyed about people asking, please, can you help me? I have a question. I said, and why it is like this? And in my humble being, I have an answer. I really have an answer. And I really would like to express this answer. Since years and years, I want to express this. And maybe existence gives me the chance. Basically, people are not separated.
Are not what?
They're not separated from each other. Germans are Germans, Indians are Indians, and they copy each other all the time. And in the satsang, I'm coming, and people ask this question, the satsang question. Please help me, please bless me, please do this. I never had a question like this. It's not appearing that I have a question. It don't happen. I have no question. So my humble theory is, it is proper to ask for help. So many years ago, you said, we are sitting here on the Ganges. Thousands and thousands of years ago, the rishis were sitting there and discussing stories like we're discussing here. Now, it's our time to discuss things like this, like the rishis, from rishi to rishi, not from seeker to rishi. It's a big, big difference. A seeker to rishi is always begging, and please, Mama, give me milk, help me, help me, help me.
Your look is not true. It is not like that. It is an arrogance to assume, even rishi is not saying, I'm rishi, speaking with rishi. There is just a genuineness. If someone wants to ask for something, it is good to seek help. It is wise to seek help until you go beyond the need for help. And you will not look back and say, oh, I know now I didn't really need it. No, leave everything. Let everyone ask in accordance. It is, if there is someone who can help them, it is that one's responsibility to guide in as much as it flows from their heart, to guide that back to the correct place. To say, oh, why people come and ask these questions and so on, it shows that you have a preference, that people should be, you say you did not ask questions, you don't have questions. You have, of course you have had questions. Everybody has questions. It's in this world, if you don't have questions, what it means, that you have not reflected deeply about your life. You don't have questions. What's wrong with questions? Questions are fine, but answers, when they are reflected upon and ingested, digested and assimilated, that has a beautiful outcome to any genuine question. So to put a limitation that if somebody were to come to you and you say, I want to ask a question, satsang question, go away, I don't want to hear your question, why you ask a question like this? Well, please, I need some help. Well, you don't need help. That would not be right.
I agree.
Yes.
Completely. Just for a test, I mean, say we theoretically test, what would happen if we all pretended to be rishis? Then somebody else...
Well, haven't we long enough pretended to be egos?
Please, most people pretend to be egos, and they succeeded quite good.
Well, not consciously,
no,
but it is a pretense.
If we would pretend to be rishis, then we know we pretend, and afterwards we say, oh, no, we don't pretend, it's real. We convinced ourselves the same way we convinced ourselves to be egos.
I don't have time for that practice right now. Forget about all of that. That is not something, I only can be here totally unplanned. And what arises in the moment can be met intuitively and spontaneously, because I don't have to rehearse any technique about it. It's clear enough. It's clear enough. You see, I also had questions, and they were put right. Sometimes with a slap, sometimes with something, but how the response came from that, this was good. Everything, in fact, all the mistakes made, all the burnings, all these things happened, they contributed to this moment. So I don't feel that I want to limit anyone. If somebody asks and I see that you are indulging too much the mind, I'll tell you, listen, I don't feel we're going to go anywhere with this. I go to somebody else or something right now. And that instruction and that response will be good there also. You see? Sometimes it's amazing. What comes out also is a surprise here also. So all is fine like it is. Thank you. So, enough for the moment. And because some have and will move more deeply in their awakening with what has been shared here today. It's not more, but that you take it earnestly and you follow. And I have said and encouraged, it will bear fruit. Otherwise, at a certain time, we become mind-saturated, and I'm not speaking to the mind. I'm speaking into the beingness. And the earnest one, whether you want to say by grace or by effort, somehow recognizes the spiritual nutrient in what is heard, takes it in, and finds that which they are searching for. Let's keep it simple, because the realization of truth is not such a difficult or complex thing. It is quite simple. Why? Because you are already that which you are searching for, just not yet presently aware of it. We're only peeling away the layers of illusions and delusions. That's all. The self I cannot give you because you are that already. But I can help to remove the false ideas that seem to create misunderstanding and confusion. And then somehow you return to your own light, like this. Soon you'll come to recognize and value the immeasurable beauty of your own self. Not personally, not just as a person and not as a person, but as the universal consciousness you are. Sometimes people have said or expressed, after this what? Because there's some fear that if I come to the end of my search, my journey, then what do I do then? I just sit around, nothing to do? I say, it's not like that, it's not like that, it's not like that at all, not at all. Then you come alive. You cross over from death vibration to timeless vibration. Thank you. Don't go to the ego to ask how it feels about what you have been listening to. Don't ask what your mind has to say, how your mind feels about it. We pretty much know. We must discern the difference between the self, yourself, and mind. Because so often when we speak, you're saying what the mind is saying. Very good. Very good.
Jai Namo नमो नमः
Moojibaba namo namah.
Moojibaba namo namah
Moojibaba namo namah.
Moojibaba namo
Om namo jai namo namah. 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 Om namo jai namo गुरुदेव तुम्हारी जय होवे, गुरुदेव तुम्हारी जय होवे, गुरुदेव तुम्हारी जय होवे, महाराज तुम्हारी जय होवे, महाराज तुम्हारी जय होवे, महाराज तुम्हारी जय होवे, महाराज गुरुदेव तुम्हारी जय होवे, देव तुम्हारी जय होवे, महाराज तुम्हारी जय होवे, महाराज तुम्हारी जय होवे, महाराज तुम्हारी जय होवे, महाराज तुम्हारी जय होवे। जय होवे तेरी जय होवे, 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 जय होवे तेरी जय होवे।
Okay, so just before we leave, again, good little pointer, just what we asked earlier. Bring your attention simply to the feeling or sense of presence. This is a very natural, simple thing to do. You don't have to go and search for presence. Wherever you feel the sense I, take it to be presence, and that is impersonal. And find a little space just to be one with that. You may feel some mind energy coming in the form of thoughts or feelings that may feel like it's a kind of distracting energy, but just simply be aware of that. Don't follow, don't fight. Simply be one with the sense of presence, and don't allow it to connect with any intention, any story, anything at all. And gradually, even if the mind force comes up, stay with this. This will be a wonderful exercise for you, and like this, you will gradually feel that the field of being or isness is completely empty of impression. A peace there. Honor that. Marinate your presence and attention in that. Stay with that. And you will find that as you move about, and, everything seems to unfold within the immensity of the unmoving self. Justice. Thank you. That's
even if we don't talk, we are communicating. Even if we don't talk in words, we are still communicating. I believe that.
Thank you. Thank you.
We love you. Yes, we love you. And you and you and you. We love all of you.
Love you. Thank you. Love all of you too. Love you. We offer a great deep gratitude. To enjoy your music everywhere. Bhajan this evening also. You will come to that? Definitely. Krishna.
It does good blessings, right? Her name is Moksha.
Love you. Moksha. What's her name? Huh?
I don't know why. When I was 3 months pregnant, I went to a Satsang and you give blessing, and I think that my child is just like you, very calm and very peaceful. Thank you so much, Mooji.
Thank you.
you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.